This is Dr. Lou Cella, sport and performance psychologist here. And when you have issues with assistant coaches, they fall into four categories. These are the four categories which you'll have issues with assistant coaches. The biggest issue of all is issues with loyalty. You've got a disloyal assistant. These are the people who are against what you're doing. These people need to disappear. You need to do what you got to do to make them disappear. That's got to happen. I don't care if there's somebody's dad in the program or they're tied to somebody. You got to make them disappear. Obviously, I'm not saying like, Godfather type disappear. And yeah, I know I'm Italian, But any issues with disloyalty, you got to get them out now. If you suspect it, get them out. Because if you suspect it, it's happening. Loyalty is the biggest issue with assistant coaches. Number two is obedience, which you could probably tie that into loyalty issues, but obedience is you ask them to do something and they might do it, they do it half-heartedly or a quarter of it, or they do it reluctantly. That's lack of obedience. That's the second biggest issue. Third biggest issue is accessibility. They can only be a good assistant coach if they're there. So the other issues with accessibility are when you have an assistant coach that pretty much shows up late and leaves early because you got things planned and you need them. And this is why I teach all my Triple Option Football Academy clients how to run the offense all by themselves. Don't wait for your assistant coaches to do it. Because I've learned this, and listen, coaches, I've done this in 45 states and 2 Canadian provinces. I've been all over the place doing this. Most assistant coaches they know what's going on about as much as the players do. The only difference is they've got a few more years of age on the players. And I have always been rough on assistant coaches because I've seen so many of them do an injustice to my clients. So loyalty is 1, obedience is 2, accessibility is 3. The last one is maturity. When you have too many of the big brother types around, that's a problem. It's their job to father the players, not big brother the players. Yeah, I know you're going to get a coach that's 22 years old. You're dealing with 17, 18-year-olds. It's hard to be a father to those players. But they got to go beyond being the big brother. They've got to draw the line in the sand between they're not a player anymore. And I know they want to live vicariously through the players. But maturity is a big deal. Because coaches that act goofy, they impact your program. One thing I have seen with bad football programs is the level of seriousness everybody takes what they're doing. They just don't take it serious. The winningest head coach in the history of Pennsylvania football, Jim Roth, is probably the most serious football coach I've ever been around. Like, he just does not care about anything other than how does what we're doing in this moment get us closer to winning. He does not care about anything else. If you have a conversation with him about cheerleading, he'll turn it back to creating high performance in athletes. He does not care. That's the mentality you must have. So with assistant coaches, 4 biggest issues with assistant coaches: loyalty, obedience, accessibility, professionalism, maturity. Now, how does that tie into the triple option offense? You got to remember, you're running a unique offense. And a lot of people want to conform to the pattern of this world. And when you do something that's unique and progress is not happening at the speed at which certain people's expectations are, what ends up occurring as a direct result is you get people that the disloyalty comes out. Maybe, there's a lack of obedience. They start to show up late, leave early, and they just don't take it serious. So there's a lack of maturity. You need to can their ass. That's what you got to do. You got to get them out. Whatever you got to do. Get them out. I know there's situations you can't get them out. You got to make their life miserable so they leave. See, now the Italian's coming out of me. But once again, I teach my Triple Option Football Academy clients how to run the entire offense by themselves. So you don't need them. That's the point. That's what I try to do. I've been doing it. Really, 2018 was the first year that I really empowered. Because after 9 years of doing camps, I started to see the truth. And the truth indeed does set you free. So, the 4 issues with assistant coaches: loyalty, obedience, accessibility, maturity. When you bring in people, they got to have those 4 things. They're all going to act like that when you first meet with them. But when the grind sets in, how are they going to be? And you need that for your triple option offense. But bottom line is, with your triple option offense, you better learn how to coach all 11 people yourself. That's a privilege. Coaches, you want to win big in 2024, put your career in my hands. Pick up the phone, give me a call. My number's on the thumbnail of this video, so is my website. Triple Option Football Academy, Triple Option Football Academy camps are going to show you how. Go to tripleoptionfootball.com/testimonials. You can see all the success stories that have come from the camps and the academy. Academy's $9.97. You get the academy for 2 years. Is $9.97 worth winning several more games in 2024? For you to decide. Camp started $19.97. The academy's included. Go to tripleoptionfootball.com to learn more. And then give me a call. I'll see you in the next video. Talk soon.